Hello and happy Tuesday, everybody. Jeff, I was saying on the last live while you were on your beautiful cruise that we went a full year every week of doing lives without stopping through holidays, through everything. Either you or I was on every one of those lives. I thought that was pretty impressive.
Wow, we really have no lives whatsoever.
No, we just covered each other well. That's all that means.
We need a hobby or something. This is
this is our hobby. What are you talking about?
okay. Oh, well, that's fine with me. I'm good.
So tonight we are kind of all over the place. We got some festivals, we got some events we're going to talk about in the Charleston area. Obviously, we want to hear all your questions, though. So down in the comments, let us know where you're listening from, first of all. And then in the comments, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn, please let us know what questions you have. We'll throw those comments up on screen so that we can try to answer your questions live, really about all of South Carolina. But on this channel, we focus a lot on the Charleston and Summerville, Charleston, Tri-County area. So definitely do that. Let us know where you're watching from in the comments. And what do you want to talk about first tonight, Jeff?
I made it back alive from my cruise. I took Mom and her friend Sandy on the cruise last week. And we had a good time. We did MSC for the first time. I'd never been on an MSC ship before. And I liked it. It was good. I think I like Royal a little better, but I would definitely do it again.
So would it be Royal, MSC, Carnival, or because I know you've been on all three? What would be the order?
So Royal, Norwegian, MSC, Carnival.
Okay.
And I want to get a Virgin and a Celebrity in there next year, so I can have seen them all.
Okay. Good. Dan and Judy on from Chesterfield, Michigan. What's going on, guys? How are you? They check in every week. We appreciate you guys watching every week. Thanks so much. Robin's on. What's up, Robin? Steve's on from Plano, Texas. Haven't seen your name. Actually, maybe you were on last week or the week before. I forget. John's on from Horizons at Carnes, Massapequa, New York.
Massapequa. I think so.
Okay. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
I'm imagining it's not terribly warm there. Steve
said it has been a while. Okay, I thought so. Obviously, I know your name and when you came in town, but I just hadn't seen your name in a little bit. So I hope you're doing well. You got one more. Happy New Year from Joy and Brian from Long Island. What's going on, Gus? Is it cold up there?
Good to see you.
We're going to go over weather in a minute. So you enjoyed your cruise, even though it was kind of like running around and herding sheep, right?
Yeah, I mean it was hurting a little bit. I only lost one senior for about a 2-hour window. So I found everybody. I came home with all of the elderly ladies that I left with. That was the whole goal.
So in a 5-day cruise, only losing them for 2 hours, that's a win, I would say.
Yeah, no, I think we did really well. I'd say what was weird was when we got back to the pier, we came back to a different pier than we left from.
Oh, yeah.
So they had to shuttle thousands of people back to the parking garages at the pier. So I was a little worried about that, but MSC actually did a pretty good job. It was only probably a half an hour or a 40-minute delay total.
That ain't really that bad. Like, no, how did they get so many people? Was it just big buses, like tour buses, or what was it? Okay.
Yeah, big buses. They had to load all the luggage underneath the buses, get everybody on the bus, drive them a mile away, unload all the luggage, get everybody off. I'll tell you what I was impressed with MSC was their private island was really nice.
Do you remember what it was called?
MSC's private island.
Fair enough. He said it's not cold in Long Island. Okay, so that's good. Bob watching from Horizons Carnes. Well said, Jeff. You pronounced it well. 34 degrees. Happy New Year from Joe and Rose. What's up, guys?
Hello, guys.
Loretta's on from Pocono Lake, Pennsylvania. Today was 40 degrees, should be 50 by end of week. Well,
wow.
That's pretty good. We've got
Yeah.
really good numbers coming up here. Wes and Heidi from Connecticut. How deep is the pool at Horizons? Do you have to join the club, or is it optional? So I'm thinking they mean the club outside.
I don't know how deep it is.
I don't think it's going to be more than 5 feet, probably 4 feet. Well, we can find out.
Probably.
But it should be like 4 feet.
The club, if you're talking about the club outside of the neighborhood, then you don't have to join that if you're in Horizons. If you're talking about the club that's in Horizons, then yes, everybody has to join it.
Right. Good question. Happy New Year from Vic and Lori, our last winter in New York. Yay! That's awesome. Dan and Judy said, we're proud to be part of your ever-expanding network of people who think the world of you. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you.
They're talking about you, not me.
No, they're talking about you more than me, I think. Assuming Summerville is getting too built up, where is the next area of big development, do you think? Oh, that's a good question.
So, Mark, what's the area called out towards Volvo? It is moving out of Summerville out to that Mount. What's it called with the new
we talked
area
about
out there?
Hold on, I'll tell you. It is Camp Hall.
Camp Hall, yeah. I feel like Camp Hall is where things are moving to, and then out towards Monk's Corner, we're seeing more people transition to more of a rural Berkeley County. It's just kind of spreading out from Summerville, but as it does spread out from Summerville, there's more stuff going in. So a prime example is out in Summers Corner. I don't know if you've caught it, but we've actually the Publix they started doing stuff out there, and there's a new medical center going there, and we assume more retail and things. So it's just kind of spreading out from Summerville right now.
Yeah. And then if you're talking about the whole Charleston, you said Summerville, but expanding from Charleston as well is the Ravenel area down there.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen a lot of new construction go in past Ravenel.
And Point Hope area.
Hope, yeah. Yep.
Out on the other side of Mount Pleasant where the new Del Webb is.
Point Hope, Hugie, all that area too. But yeah, from Summerville, I would say Monk's Corner or Summers Corner going out towards Walterboro for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Lenny says, Happy New Year from East Meadow, Long Island. I think that is. All right. Robert has a question. We just received a notice that we have to have a backflow prevention device to have an annual inspection. What the heck is this? And is it an annual thing? I can answer that one unless you want to do it.
Take it.
All right. So I had the same thing come up when we bought our house in Foxbank in Monk's Corner over 18 years ago. And I'm like, what the heck is a backflow? Well, on your sprinkler system, there is a device that connects to the county water that ensures that the backflow of water doesn't go back into their water system. So in order to protect the county water system, you have this device and they have to inspect it, yes, every year. Usually they'll send you the invoice or notice. And then with that notice, there's a 2-page list of people that are licensed or approved to inspect it. The guys that we used to use were like Sonny and Son up in Monk's Corner. And they were great. We did it every year with them. And there was a couple times where they found something wrong with it and were able to fix it before the freeze. So we didn't have issues, with it and all. But yeah, it is every year for sure.
And I think I think they all charge just about the same thing. Isn't it like $70 to $90? I seem to remember that being the range once a year.
Yeah, back then it was like 55 or 45, but obviously now it's going to be more.
And they'll take care of doing the paperwork for you. So if you hire Billy Bob's plumbing company to do that, they actually submit the paperwork to the county for you. So all you have to do is pay them and then you're done.
Yep. So hopefully that answers, Robert. Let me know if you have more questions. Lenny says too many folks from Long Island there trying to get away from New Yorkers. It's spread out enough, Lenny. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
And we're only letting nice Long Islanders into our houses.
Yes. All right. Steven says, Jeff, about 4 to 6 weeks ago, you noted the police was going to start ticketing golf carts and e-bikes on the path along Nexton Parkway. Can you clarify if it's a specific class of e-bike?
Steve, I don't remember saying e-bikes.
Yeah, it was anything electronic, I think.
Okay. All right.
I think that was in the notes that I gave you and Andrea.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to see if I have them somewhere.
We've heard nothing more about this. We've put calls out to people. We have not seen anybody getting any tickets or heard about anybody getting any tickets. So we don't know if this is going to be happening or not. But I don't know about classifications of e-bikes. But we're trying to find out more information on it for sure.
Commercial.
So when we get more info, we'll let you know.
Yeah, I don't see it in the notes. I must have sent it to you separate or something. But oh wait, I found it. I'll make that big, and then we'll go here. All right, so these paths were built for pedestrian traffic only, no motorized vehicles, including golf carts, scooters, or e-bikes. So I'm thinking they mean anything motorized.
Yeah, that's the way it reads to me.
Yeah. And this was notes that we got from one of our watchers who attended the the developers annual meeting, I think it was.
I don't know what this is going to end up looking like, but I'd just be shocked if this ended up being followed through on.
Yeah.
Because all these people bought these houses with the intentions of being able to go to golf cart to Nexton. I'm not sure why it started. We have never heard anything about it really outside of this one report. And we've called people in Nexton, in Del Webb. We called our golf cart guy. He was looking into it, and we haven't heard anything back yet to give any more information.
Yeah. But that's all we got for right now. So we'll try to find out for sure.
Yeah.
Mike from Tidewater is on. Anyone have experience with Associate Carolinas and their turnaround time frame for pool, pergola, fence, HOA assist submission? So I have Associate. I don't think it was Associate back then when I submitted my stuff, but it was less than 2 weeks. Like most of the HOAs have a set, every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks they go over this stuff and then they send it back. So I would say if you don't get something within a month, you definitely want to submit it. Or if you're trying to plan, submit it earlier than you think. That way you have plenty of time. Hey, Mike, I live in Tidewater. I've been waiting weeks for an approval that I mailed in. I then messaged them on Town Square and got the approval next day. There you go. Our answer is our watchers are answering questions for us.
So the answer is bug them.
Yes. Yeah, message them on the app there, the Town Square app. Thank you so much for answering that. Steve says class 1s are usually treated like other bikes. Class 2s with a throttle can be treated like a motorbike, and class 3 has a speed of 28 miles per hour and usually banned on sidewalks. Okay.
Well, that's good information for me and Mark to have, because I didn't realize there was different classes of these things. So when we get to somebody that actually knows what the heck's going on, we'll know more about it now.
Yep. Thanks. I think I have a class 1. Okay. Robert said, thanks for the info. They gave us 1 month or they shut off our water. Happy New Year. We figured you would be able to explain it to us. No problem.
I'm not saying they won't, but I missed my mother's notification last year. And at about the 3-month mark, I got it done, and Mama Gregg never had her water shut off.
Yeah. Jackie said, is there a definite answer on what is being built in front of Old Rice? So, Jackie, I had Talisha on our team look into this because she follows all the the stuff. She didn't get a definite answer back yet from like the planning committee or whatever. She did make a phone call into them, but she looked, and the people that now own the land mostly develop townhomes. And so we're guessing it's a bunch of townhomes that will be going in there. And as soon as I have the final say on it, like she gets back to us, she's been sick. So I know she hasn't tried to follow up on that. So pray for Talisha to get better. But hopefully we should know that answer soon. Dan and Judy, how are the carriage series selling at Carnes? So this is
Mark, is that the ones at Horizons or the townhouses over in regular Carnes?
Yeah, this is the carriage series in Horizons, the quads that are there.
Let me think about that, because I don't want to confuse. I was having a conversation with Lori over there about the townhouses in Carnes, not in Horizons, and they were selling extremely well.
You're talking about the duplexes, right?
The duplexes, yeah.
Yeah.
But then I seem to think I was having a conversation with them about the carriage homes also, and they were doing really well also over there.
So I remember the last time we did video there of the models, they had cars and driveways of the next 2 or 3 quads over.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I mean, they're not doing huge as well as the rest of the neighborhood, but they are selling for sure.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to offer in those carriage homes. The price is lower than what you get in the single families. Obviously, they didn't end up having an additional regime fee on them, so you're paying the same HOA as you do in the neighborhood for the amenity centers and the guard gate and all that kind of thing. And that's another question, Mark, that we need to get an answer to, is when is the gate going to start to be closed and there be a guard there? But I really do like them a lot. The only thing I would say, there's 2 things that I don't love about them as much as the single families. Just the porches are smaller for sure. And, there's just no extra real parking, with the exception of the 2-car garages that is simple to get to. Outside of that, I wasn't sure how they were going to sell because of those 2 things, but they've been going really well, it seems like.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. All right, next question. Jackie said, thank you. You're welcome. Sending Talisha positive heating vibes. Thank you. Appreciate that. Robert said, what is going on State Road as you approach Cane Bay High School on the other side of the road? All right, so let me see if it has. I tried to look this up quick while you were talking, Jeff, but I don't think I found the right thing.
I didn't talk long enough.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna. So it's called Seamist Commons Development. So if I remember correctly, this first section right here is going to be the first part. And then this is going to be the second part. So this is like phase 1. And if I remember, there's like 3 or 4 fast food restaurants in there. There's a coffee place like Roosters or something like that. I saw it up in Myrtle Beach. My wife's like, oh, I think that's the one going in by Cane Bay. So that's going in there. And then 3 or 4 fast foods. And then I forget. I'll try to keep finding it. But this is kind of what it's going to look like. And in the back of it, I think there's going to be some townhomes or multifamily in the back of the retail section there. So I don't know what's kind of going over here in phase 2. But phase 1, they had released what they were doing. I just got to find the right website.
I think they might be going a little far with this name here. I mean, I get it's all about the marketing, but we're about 40 minutes from the ocean out there.
That's why they call it a mist. It's a mist. That's how far away we are.
So if it was closer, it would be sea spray. It's actually sea mist.
Spray, okay. Sea wave or something like that.
All right. All right. Well, the good news is you won't have any sea waves out there because you're far enough inland. And if you didn't know, most of Summerville is in an ex-flood zone. And so that's the kind you want if you don't want flooding and you don't want to have flood insurance on your house.
Yeah. But Robert, I'll try to find out more for you on that. And we had the graphic up one time, but I was looking for it and I don't see it yet. Dan and Judy said, "Is there street parking for those carriage series?" So my guess is no, they don't want street parking there.
So I never see street parking over in Horizons in Summers Corner overnight for sure. There will be people that park on the street during the day occasionally, not a lot of it. But the problem, Dan, is that there's really no space for street parking there because of the way things are lined up. Even if it was allowed, you wouldn't be able to get many cars to fit in that space. So I wouldn't count on street parking. We can get an answer for sure on if street parking is actually allowed in the neighborhood or not. I think that once the amenity center opens, if you have somebody in town for some time, you may be able to park a car and leave a car over there, just to have a place to put a car, but I'm not sure.
All right. I think I found the graphic I was looking for. So let me pull that back up. All right. So here we go. Jimmy John's is going to be over there. Available 1,300 square foot space. Beach Walk Center. I'm not sure what that is. There's another unit available. Baskin and Robbins is supposed to be over there. It was Scooters, not Roosters. Scooters Coffee is going to be there. Wendy's, Taco Bell, and Zaxby's. So lots of fast food in that first section for sure.
All right, so Mark, where is it we're talking about here?
So it's on Highway 176.
All right.
If you were pulling out of Cane Bay Plantation, you take a left onto 176. You've got the Cane Bay High School, and then 40, 50 yards down the road on the right-hand side, they're clearing all the space.
That's the big, okay. There was, that's over like towards where that brush fire was last year.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
You're
going to need to do something about that. I cannot have any more coffee places by my house.
Right.
From Carnes, That's just an easy left turn on the 176, and you're down to Scooters. If they have a coffee drink there that she likes as much as what's the coffee place she's into?
Seven Brew or something like that.
Seven Brew.
Yeah,
I've got you should have seen her face. I brought her home a Seven Brew the other day.
Yeah,
you would have thought I brought her a new puppy. I think my wife really has a problem.
Well, at least it's coffee and not like cocaine or something. Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm guessing cocaine's cheaper. I don't know for sure, but that's an $8 coffee for God's sakes.
Oh yeah, they're not cheap. That's for sure. It looks like there's pickleball courts in this thing over here, and a really large swimming pool for those housing in the back. A nice little pond over here. This is gonna be nice. I'm not sure what the pickleball. I wonder if it's like another pickle bar type thing because it looks like it's kind of closed in.
That'd be kind of neat.
Lots of parking. Looks like there's a playground over here, probably for this retail. And then I don't know if you can see on there, but it looks like lots of walking trails with some wooded area, like a park back here too. So that's kind of cool.
Well, luckily they'll have that 4-lane open before this all comes around.
Yeah, it's open now.
Is it? I heard it was open.
Yeah.
I think they still have a top coat. At least I read it's still a top coat of pavement to finish it, but it's 4 lanes across now, right?
It is 4 lanes, and even coming up, we went to Chipotle over by you for dinner, and coming back, the traffic wasn't nearly as bad by the high school and all that. Like we made it all the way up to where those buses come out before we stopped.
So is it 4 lanes all the way from my house to your house?
It passed all the way up past Nexton Extension, like that. That coffee place up there.
Yeah.
On the left, the Carolina One office. All the way to there.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It only took them like 17 years to get the darn thing done.
Right. But yeah, this is going to be some nice retail, small business shopping, probably offices in there. It'd be nice if they brought in some of the higher end stores in this side of obviously not like Targets or anything like that. I don't think that would support that, but some higher end retail and things like that. It would be nice to have some of that.
This was that's probably half the distance between my house and your house. That might be a good spot for us to have our office at.
Okay. I thought you liked our office.
I love our office, but I'm just worried at your age that you're not going to want to stray too far from home.
Wow. That's crazy. Mike and Becky here. We're a little late to the party. Hello. What's up, Gus? How are you? Awesome. All right. I think that hit all of our questions. Let's talk about weather first. Like, I'm super psyched that I get to wear shorts for at least the next week here. I mean, look at this weather.
So are we switching over to shorts tomorrow?
Well, I was in them today because we had a high of 68.
Were you? So okay.
Anything over like 61, I'm in shorts, buddy.
This Whether is how unobservant I was. I didn't even know you wore shorts today. We were together for like 6 hours today.
So look at this, 75, 74, 77, 79 all the way through Saturday. I think it might have changed a degree or two since I made this. But high 70, I might even turn the pool heater on and jump in the pools on Saturday. Sunday, 66. You might have the shelter open Monday night because I see a low of 36. Tell people about the shelter that you do.
So our church, Seacoast Church in Summerville, they have a warming shelter it's the Dorchester County warming shelter. So anybody that needs a warm place, once it gets below 35 degrees, we open up the church and we have a check-in, and then there's something there called Kristen's Closet, which is absolutely amazing. Clothing, and it's available more than just for the warming shelter. It's every third Saturday of the month they're open for people that needs clothes, and on the set, then they have breakfast and all kind of stuff. But for the warming shelter, a bed, dinner. It's not just here's a cot and go to bed thing. It's ministry. We've got a shower trailer. We've got social services there with Dorchester County drug and alcohol. There's counseling available. Last year, I've been doing this since it started about 4 or 5 years ago. We sent 13 people to rehab last year from the warming center. So it's been something that I've become very passionate about. Mark is helping in his own way because when I go and work these things, I'm working with him from 7 o'clock in the morning till sometimes 4 or 5 o'clock at night, and then I go into the warming shelter to work. I don't stay overnight. I work on the intake process, and but it's been really cool. We were open 63 days last year. Last year was probably the coldest winter we've had here in Summerville since I moved here. And it's not been open that much this year. I think we've only been open maybe 6 nights so far. And it looks like we've got a couple of weeks stretch where we may not be open at all, but we'll see it open again in January or February. But it's opened my eyes to just a different population of people that I don't get to deal with every day. And it's been very enlightening.
Yeah, and it was so cool you bought that coat for that guy and all the stuff that you've done to help those people. So good on you, buddy. Good on you.
Hey, good on you. Last year, there was 2 days when I called Mark and my wife, Andrea, and I'm like, hey, I need help. We had a snow last year. We needed more cots set up. And these cots are not easy. Like you and I both bled. We both said bad words in a church because we're like crushing our fingers trying to. I called Mark and I'm like, hey, I need you here in like 10 minutes. And like, there he came. Off he went. And he's always told me anytime I need help, give him a holler.
Yep. Robert says, you kill me with the weather. Every day I tell Edna it's 50 and you're showing 70s. That's because she's up north and he's down here is what he means. And so we're really messing with his marriage there, I think is what he said.
Listen, I would lie to you about the weather, but I'm not lying to your wife.
Jackie says, "What an amazing program, Jeff and Mark." Yeah, it is awesome for sure. All right, Lenny says, "Any planned renowned model lots opening at Del Webb Nexton?" So I've just looked at the home site map while Jeff was talking, and on the phases that they have now, 8 through 12, I don't see any renowned lots, any echelon series lots. So we'll have to reach out to Beth over there, and we'll try to get you an estimate for next week, Lenny, on when we might see those. They are developing land like nobody's business out there, though. Yeah. I can tell you that from our last videos in drone that we did.
Yeah.
So I would imagine it won't be too long into this year here.
Lenny, if you want to email me, jeff@charlestonarealiving.com. That way I'll make sure to check, and I'll throw you an email back. And then also remember, there's lots of resales in that neighborhood. So if you're looking for renowned specifically, we might be able to just put you on a list that says, hey, whenever there's homes that their resales come available, you get an email with that.
Yeah. Good deal. Let us know if you have any more questions about Del Webb, though. Of course, we'll definitely try to help you. Sorry, trying to do two things at once here.
I don't know how you do it, because you actually do it.
Edna says, "All I can say is you're welcome, guys. I brought the cold weather back to PA with me when I left Saturday." It's all your fault, Edna.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Take it up there and keep it.
Too funny.
Yeah, I was watching my old fire department puts out a year-end video every year of some of the. I kind of missed out when I was a firefighter and a medic. Nobody had the really inexpensive body cameras, so these firefighters now end up with these cameras that they can wear in fires, and they get some really cool footage. So I was watching the video tonight of Berkeley from last year. And like half of the videos are the fire truck going through snow. I'm just like, I don't want to be a part of that anymore. I'm so happy to live in a place where it's going to be almost 80 degrees this weekend.
So just think, you could have been making cool videos going into fires, but instead you're making videos of home walkthroughs and whatnot. I don't think that's cool.
It is not as cool. It definitely pays better. Yeah, but it is not as cool. Listen, the only reason that Andrea married me is because the very first time she met me, I had bunker gear on. I just got back from a fire at the fire station. That was my only shot at getting her.
And then you just didn't do it anymore because you got Andrea, right?
Yeah. I was just dressing up. Yeah, just trying to get the girl.
Too funny. All right, let's show the weekly stats. Oh, that's not the weekly stats. There we go. All right, another holiday week. Only 127 under contract. So we were down like 44 last week from the week before because of that holiday, and now we're down another 17. So 60 or so, 60, 70 or so that are lower than a normal week, or at least in December, anyways.
But active homes in the market, aren't we down about 800 houses from where we were about 6 months ago?
We were 5,200 in mid-October, I believe it was.
So just like 3 months ago.
3 months ago, 4418. So down another 190 from last week. That's crazy. Only 100 single-family homes under contract. 450 was the median. That went down about $12 a square foot and went down. Condos are still going strong, 25 of them. No big changes there. We have more sold in the 200 to 300 price range.
That's the lowest price condo we've seen that I can remember. We've had a lot of condos, $1.8, $1.9, $2, and $3 million.
Yeah.
So the high townhouse or condo for the week is lower than it's been.
It is. Mortgage rates hasn't really changed much. Up a little, down a little. In the fixed in the VA, and then the area medians. The only thing I was going to call out was the Peninsula only had one sale last week, and it was for only $329. So I can't imagine what the shape of that place was in.
That was either guts or a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, and they didn't even put a price per square foot. So we don't even know kind of how big it is. I could have done some.
That literally could be a parking spot.
Yeah, it really could. It really could.
or a boat slip.
And you notice that there were no over 1 million medians across the board. Even Mount Pleasant came down, but the price per square foot went up a little bit. So that was interesting. Summerville and Moncks Corner were about the same. We did see the Moncks Corner median go up a little bit. I think it was around $399 last week. So that went up to $410 for sure. We already got people answering the question, Jeff.
They know the question is coming.
Yeah, they know. They know when it's coming. Every week we ask how many single-family homes that went under contract last week were over 1 million. So out of the 100 here that are up here, how many of those 100 were over 1 million? Jeff says 18. Let's see. I think I saw a couple answers already. So Robert, there we go. Robert says 20. The other Robert says 17. Dan says 21. Judy says 16. We got an 18. We got 27.
Me and JPK are taking this tonight.
Mike says 23. We've got 24, 22. Remember, that's only 100 under contract here, folks. Steve says 17. Lori and Vic say 14. Anybody else before I'm going to update this because I didn't update it?
Oh, you're pushing people into lower answers now.
Save. All right, we got a 10. Anybody else?
I'm sticking with my 18.
You're sticking with your 18.
I feel strong.
All right, you're going to be really shocked then. 2 homes over 1 million last week.
Wow.
Shocker, right?
I mean, we've had, what do you say the average has been since we started doing this? 30?
30, yeah. Well, high 20s, I would say.
Wow, 2. That's really interesting.
Right? I was a little shocked because I forgot to get that answer and I was looking it up while you were talking and I almost said it out loud.
You're like, oh, geez, 2. That's really, oh, dang it.
All right, let's keep moving because we are.
Speaking of the slow week with New Year's, what did you guys do for New Year's? Anything?
No, I think we hung around. I don't even remember now. We were in bed by 10:30.
That's my guy.
And we were awoken by the massive fire display of fireworks at 12, which went to about 3:30.
Yeah, listen. We always the good, always the bad. We should probably talk about that.
Yeah.
If you live in Carnes, Cane Bay, Nexton, Summers Corner, there's some redneck hillbilly behavior going on up in here around the holidays, 4th of July and New Year's Eve. There's going to be fireworks. There's nothing you can do about it. You're going to have firework paper in your yard and in your street. And if you have a dog that doesn't like fireworks, heavily medicate the dog on New Year's Eve. Because it's now the flip side of that is last 4th of July, 2 4th of Julys ago, my guy was out of town last year. A guy in Carnes here said, hey, I bought a whole buttload of stuff. Meet me back by Carolyn Lewis School. And we all went up in the golf carts and just pulled over the side of the road. And he put on a professional fireworks show right in the neighborhood and took the golf cart there. It was, and so we've always just go outside and sit on our front porch and just watch the fireworks in the neighborhood. We don't have to go anywhere. There's some people that spend some money on these things.
Yeah. Usually Cane Bay has a huge fireworks show. There's a couple businesses and the attorney Tom Fernandez puts in a bunch of money to try to help the community, but they didn't do it this year. I think he was traveling or something, or everybody needed a break. But over at the YMCA, there's usually a really, really awesome one. But this year, the neighborhoods took care of it. I can tell you that. I think tonight is the first night I've heard no fireworks. You have had fireworks
Yeah.
for the last 5-6 days.
The Summerville does a really nice event over at, isn't it Gahagan Park? They have a big event over there every 4th of July. It's 3rd or the 4th, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Jackie says, what to? Husky Dog put in an answer at 9. Yikes, shocking. I agree. Melissa says, how many agents are in your company? You want to answer this one?
So in our team, there are 9 realtors in our team. And then we have closing coordinators and assistants and those kind of things. So that's our Charleston area living team. We have a brokerage that we work under. That's Realty One Group Coastal. And there's got to be 250 agents in that Realty One Group Coastal, which is a great segue to do a quick education on what single agency, dual agency, and designated agency is.
Yeah.
So in South Carolina, if Mark and I or one of our team, and when I say when one of our team represents you, it's also Mark and I, because we're involved in the whole process. So whenever somebody comes in and they're going to be meeting with Craig, Mark and I are meeting with them, and we all help each other out. But when we represent you and another realtor from another company represents the seller, that's called single agency. That's the one that we most prefer. Designated agency is when we represent you, and then the other agent for the buyer, the seller, whatever it is a member of our company, Realty One Group Coastal. Well, they're one of the 250 other agents that are with our company, but not on our team. Dual agency is the one that we kind of try to avoid like the plague. So dual agency is where we represent both sides of the deal. And there's just no way for us to truly 100% represent two people. You can't serve two masters. And so I've done 2 dual agency deals in my entire career. And those were both where I had friends that, Bill wanted to sell his house to Steve, and I basically did the paperwork in the middle. They worked out all the details. But what's important to know about that is that when you go into Horton, Lennar, Saucy Burbank, Ashton, any of the builders, if you go into the builders and you are not represented by a realtor, you are working under dual agency. And as much as we love the realtors that work with Four Seasons and Del Webb and all the places that we sell all day in, you don't want to be represented by the same person that's their full-time paid job to work for the builder. That is a scenario that is just, and especially when the vast majority of the builders pay Mark and I what we charge. And hold on, it keeps getting better because you don't pay any more for the house with a realtor as compared to not having a realtor. And sometimes we get better deals than other people can do because of the volume that we do. So there's often times where our people will buy the house for less being represented by us that didn't cost them anything because we are paid from the seller of the home, and they paid less for the house than somebody that would have come in on their own. So it really causes me great pain sometimes when I see people go into new construction unrepresented because there's just no reason. It's a poor choice to do so. You're being represented by the same person on both sides of the deal. And I think Mark froze up. All right. I'm going to see if I can drive this show because Mark is frozen. I'm going to switch over and throw a couple comments up here. Melissa, would love to learn more. Thinking of a career change, ton of agents in your brokerage. I see there's a ton of growth still to come in that area. But is there such a thing as an area being saturated with agents? I am loving this education explanations. Yeah, I think it is. There's like 7,500 agents in the Charleston market. In my opinion, that's way too many. So I think the sweet spot would be about half of that. But what you have to understand is a lot of agents, they kind of think, hey, I'd like to look at houses. I'd be good at this. And honestly, that's kind of what I thought when I first got into this myself. Andrea and I said to my wife, like, you like looking at houses, you should go be a realtor. And she's like, well, let's both go. We both went, and I slowly transitioned into the career. But there are areas in the state that have a whole lot less realtors, but obviously they have less houses to sell. The majority of realtors is only in the job for under 5 years because they get in and then they just didn't sell what they thought they would, and it costs us a lot of money to do what we do. So if we don't sell houses, we still have expenses that we have to incur. So I think, listen, I'd be happy to talk to you about it. If you throw me an email, Jeff at Charleston Area Living, I'm happy to talk about it and kind of give the pros and the cons. But my advice for all realtors is, if you're looking at doing this as a part-time gig, then it has way too high of a failure rate. It's kind of an all in or no in for me. If you are going to transition into a full-time career, that's one thing, that's great. But I don't think there's just too much to know. This is people's biggest investments. And I just think there's too many places for people to get hurt, not knowing the market, not knowing the comps, not knowing what's coming. I feel like that's why Mark and I have really excelled, because we're full-time and we just really study the market and try to learn everything we can about it. But great question. Thanks for it. Mark, I see you're back. You made it.
Yes, my internet crashed on me. Sorry. Did you already hit on her Carnes question?
No, haven't been there.
Okay. So in Carnes, for those with row homes without the extended driveway, have you seen instances where the HOA allows an extra parking pad poured beside the garage? I'm sure this depends on the layout of the lot, but I'm curious.
I haven't seen that in Carnes. Yeah. I haven't. Mark actually did this at his house.
Yeah. I was going to say, I've seen it in other neighborhoods, but I don't know about Carnes. So that would just be something you would have to submit and see if they would accept it or not. And it's as easy as drawing a little line on one of your plots and sending it in. But
now I did widen my driveway in Carnes. So I added, I didn't do concrete. I actually did pavers. But I had about 2 feet on each side of the driveway added out to make it wider. But my house isn't one that's laid out in a way that I could do another space if I wanted to.
So could that have been concrete, or they wouldn't allowed it? You just like,
I think it could have been concrete. Okay. It just, I liked the way the bricks looked.
Okay. Good deal. So hopefully that helps a little bit. I know it doesn't answer your question, Melissa,
and actually I was just trying to be like Josh, because he did his across the street and I thought it looked good.
Oh, okay.
he won second prize in Carnes for best Christmas lights this year, by the way. Another house that, listen, love my neighbor. This other house won.
Really?
They killed it. But Josh came in second. I was. If you haven't seen my neighbor that lives direct, I do nothing at my house for Christmas, and my neighbor across the street does an amazing job. If I actually think Riley and I did a video, my one daughter, and we put it on Gregg Getaways. It's a little family YouTube travel channel, Gregg Getaways. You can see the lights that were in Carnes this year if you go check out that channel.
Yeah. Jackie said, mark your calendars for July 3rd, Old Rice, for a big 4th of July event. Jackie runs a lot of the events over in that subsection of Cane Bay, or
July 3rd. That's so the 4th of July is on a Thursday this year. That's on Wednesday.
Yeah. So her and a bunch of people from the neighborhood, or 4 or 5 people from the neighborhood, put on these awesome events and food trucks every week. I think she's out there. I see her putting the sign in the front of the neighborhood. It's food truck night. So
you know what I love about Old Rice now? It's the one of the more established neighborhoods in Cane Bay. But one thing that we really pay attention to here in this market is ages of roofs and ages of AC. And since that's one of the OGs of Cane Bay, the vast majority of those homes now have had a new roof put on and new AC put in at this point.
Yeah.
So it's really a well-priced neighborhood, and they've got some big houses in there too.
Mom says, no, Jeff, we have the preppers here that shoot guns and cannons off for 4th of July. So I think she's saying it's not as redneck as it is in North Carolina.
Yeah, I think it could be worse there.
Husky Dog says, do you participate in the AARP anywhere buying, selling home program? Oh, look at you. But are we in that program? We're not in that program, are we?
No. So listen, I'm going to try to make this sound as non-offensive as possible. I'm a Mark, finger on the mute button here. Okay.
Okay.
There's a lot of programs out there like AARP and things like that that you can be in as a realtor, and then you get access to like AARP clients and so on. My experience has been that the agents in those type of programs need to be in those type of programs because they just don't have the business. They haven't done enough business, or they're new in the business. And so they need to buy into those kind of programs. So it's kind of rare to see an experienced agent that is got a lot of knowledge in programs like this, because it costs those realtors so much to be in them. So I don't want to say there aren't great realtors in a program like that, but I just feel like you're better served with somebody that has a lot of experience. And I have not seen that to be the case, that there's realtors in those types of programs, because they're there for a reason.
Yeah.
Did I get through that okay without being too?
You did great.
Okay.
Proud of you. All right, here's a good question. Our house just started framing in Del Webb Nexton. Do we need an inspector to inspect it as it's happening, or when it is completed?
Yeah, so the first one that we encourage our clients to do is a pre-drywall inspection. We encourage 2 of them. So there's a pre-drywall inspection that is done, obviously, right before they hang the drywall. Typically it's going to cost about $500 to do, but it's the only time that the inspector gets to see behind the walls, up in the rafters, look at the HVAC ductwork, all those kind of things. And then the last one that we encourage people to do is about 10 or 12 days before closing. So our clients, they'll have their home, and I would say 97% of our clients get home inspections. Yeah. We really encourage them. I've done them on my own houses. I believe in them. And so then that one that's a couple weeks out before close, then we can hand over that inspection report, because I promise you, we're going to find things in the inspection. We do. If I ever got one where there was nothing wrong with the house, I would fire the inspector and never use them again. It's made by 30 different trades, but finding out what the issues are, they're usually not scary. But they are things that are easily fixed before close, and then you don't have to worry about it during a warranty period. You have the option then to do a third one if you want to. I did on my house, and that's at about the 10-month mark. Before your bumper to bumper warranty is up, some people will choose to do that. So I've had people say, okay, that's $1,500 in home inspections. If I was only going to do one, which one is the most important? I believe the one that's the most important is the final one that's done a couple weeks before close.
Yeah. And so the next question we get a lot is, do you know a good home inspector? So on our website, if you go to charlestonarealiving.com and you click over here to the more, you're going to see preferred professionals, business network, or, charlestonarealiving.com/business-network. This has almost all of our preferred vendors and contractors and inspectors, or any of that stuff. You can come in here and click on, appliance repair, and it'll give you our number one appliance repair guy. So this is open to everyone. We just like to do business with people that we work well with and that take care of our clients like we do. So we have that out there for our clients. And
you actually just put on Facebook today a garage floor company that you said you've been hearing a lot of nice stuff about from our clients.
Well, yeah, I mean, all of our clients have used that one company that I know of, and not one of them has said, yeah, you shouldn't be recommending him. Like,
yeah,
they all said he did an amazing job. He communicated well, all of that stuff. So,
yep.
But yeah, so hopefully that helps a little bit. Melissa said, thank you for this advice. I needed that honesty.
Of course.
If Jeff is anything, he is honest.
To a fault. Gets me in trouble sometimes.
Speaking of our garage floor people, there they are, the Crosbys. So they're watching. What's up, Samantha? What's up, BJ?
I swear I didn't know they were on before I said that.
I know. That was so cool. Tuesdays for 2026 is food truck nights in Old Rice, and you don't have to live there to go to the food trucks.
Yeah.
So if you live over in Nexton, you can still do the food trucks. Jackie will let you in. Just tell him you watch this. All right. From my understanding, Lennar will not negotiate prices. They have their incentive pricing and they won't go lower. I was told that I couldn't submit an offer because they were not going to accept it.
All right. So this one's going to be a little confusing, and I know it's going to sound like I'm answering all over the board, but it's a good solid maybe. I would say 12 months ago, this statement would have been correct. We have had instances where we have purchased Lennar homes for less than the list price. It's really is. Lennar is a big corporation. It's all about cash flow, and there's times of the year. I wouldn't even say times of the year. There's cycles where they'll do things differently than maybe they did them a year ago, and they could change again a year or even a month from now. So currently, we have purchased homes in Lennar for under list price in the last 3 months, and that is often even lower than the number that they've had the discounts or the incentives on. So it might be yes, it might be no. This is another place where I feel like it's super important to have a knowledgeable realtor, and a little self-serving here, but Mark and I sell so many in Lennar neighborhoods that I feel like our people have a better shot at sometimes getting a deal than maybe some others.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Melissa also said, what is Summerville doing or plan to do to handle an enormous amount of homes that are being built regarding traffic, road widening, and such? Well, we already kind of saw that. I mean, it took almost a year. I think it took over a year for 176 to be widened to 4 lanes. We're seeing traffic lights going in Nexton. I wish they would move up the timeline for Nexton Parkway to be 4 lanes.
Yeah.
Are they doing it? Yes. They're just a little bit behind in my opinion anyways. Would you agree with that, Joe?
Yeah, 100%. In schools also, honestly, we were, this is another thing where if you would have asked this question a few years ago, it would be a different answer than it is now. Schools are catching up. Berlin G Parkway is a big example of a brand new road that has made a huge difference in getting out to the Summers Corner side of town.
Yeah.
So they're getting there. Listen, this is a busy little town. It's grown quickly. But they're making moves to fix it, and it just never happens as quick as you would want. I would say the worst, for our clients, I don't care about anybody else. I care about my clients. I would say my clients would agree the worst scenario right now is Nexton Parkway.
Yeah.
It gets pretty backed up, at the wrong time of day there.
Yep. Do you have a list of inspectors that we accused? Did I preemptively say that or what?
You did. Yeah. You showed the website before even.
Yeah. Just go to the website, charlestonarealiving.com, hit the more button, click on preferred professionals, and you'll find our 2 go-to. They're both master inspectors, and we love both of them. They've either worked on my house or Jeff's house.
Yeah. And I paid full price, by the way.
Yeah. We don't get no discount.
Yeah, no discounts. I'm not saying I want it for free, but throw a brother something. I mean, my goodness.
Melissa said, I love that you have this compiled into the list. Yeah, it makes it so much easier for our clients for sure. Rose, the best money we ever spent was on the inspection. The inspector you got us was great. Well, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Vic and Lori, we just had this pre-drywall inspection done. Dwayne set it up for us. They emailed us a link to pay the fee. The inspector did a great job. Highly recommend. Yes, absolutely.
Let me talk about that for a second now, because here's another area that I feel like our team, and Dwayne being one of them, excels over other realtors in this market. When you are out of town and building here, like if you're in town, you're welcome to go meet the inspector and go over everything with them. But if you're not here, like if you're there, we're going to be there. But if you're not there, we're going to be there. And we do video with the inspector. We review it with them, and then we talk to you and go through, okay, what are we going to have fixed and what are we going to ask for? But as a team, since we kind of specialize in a lot of transfer people coming in from other parts of the country, we are at all of those meetings, and you don't get that if you have the same realtor that the builder has representing you.
Yep. Which builders have the least amount of needed fixes as part of the final home inspection? I don't think we've ever tracked that.
Yeah, I don't think there's an answer to that, because I've seen, I would say the average on the final inspection is 8 to 15 items typically that we see that need addressing. Typically, they're not scary. In fact, they're very rarely scary. But I haven't noticed any one builder being way far better or way far worse than some of the others.
I will say, I think Pulte and Del Webb and Four Seasons, maybe it's just because I've seen so many of those, they seem to have a little bit less than some of the other ones. But again, that might just be because of how many we've dealt with in those neighborhoods.
Yeah, I mean, I had one recently that I did with Kay Hebnanian over there. This was last year, not recently, but I think I only had 6 call outs on the final inspection. And that's low for listen, it's often not so much the builder as it is the building company as it is the individual builder.
Yeah.
On how many things we find these homes. There are better builders than some. And so having a builder and having a realtor stay on top of the builder sometimes, it's not too often. We get to play good cop most of the time, but we've had to play bad cop with the builders in the past. And so it's
when you say builder, you mean the supervisor of that one house, the project.
Yes.
Is what you're referring to. Yeah.
I am. Yeah. The guy that's actually in charge, a guy or woman that is in charge of the building of your specific house. For instance, I've got a meeting next week with one where we're just introducing the builder to the people for the first time. So that builder follows you the whole way through. So he's even going to meet with me and my clients well before they start swinging hammers, just to lay the expectations of here's what's coming in the future. Here's how we communicate. Here's how Jeff's involved, and so on.
Yeah. Thank you for the info. We're working with John from your team, so we'll definitely reach out to him for his recommendation. Yeah, those two on that list are exactly who John's going to recommend you. And he can get it set up. Our transaction coordinator can get it all set up for you. So
really all they're going to do is just send you a link to pay the bill.
Yeah.
And then we're going to coordinate everything else.
Sorry. Obviously I didn't recognize you because of your
the JPOC 09.
Yeah. I'm not sure who that is.
It sounds like a rapper from 15 years ago.
Yeah. All right. Melissa said, I've heard health issues related to people that live near data centers. Has this been an issue with the Google data center?
Nothing that I've heard of.
No.
I know there's a lot of controversy about that. I was watching a couple of videos about that. I don't know what I think about it yet. I am curious about it.
Yeah.
But we have not heard any real local stories or anything with negative impacts around this area.
Yeah. Melissa said, I wish I'd known about all these meetings that could have taken place before a contract. That's why it's always good to have somebody on your side, for sure. For sure. Yeah. They said it's Joy and Brian. Hey, guys.
All right, there you go.
All right, cool. Well, we didn't even get to much of our content, but we are already over an hour. So we'll save all that fun stuff for next week. Next week, we'll talk about the 2026 Charleston festivals we found out about. 2026, the musicians and shows and concerts coming to the area. And then Jeff found this great information about Dorchester County parks and recreation programs and events. So we'll go over all of that. We'll try to do it at the beginning of next week so that we have time to hit that before we answer all the questions. This is exactly why we did these lives, though, is for all these questions. So we would much rather get to all these questions than stuff we just come up with. So thank you.
And I'm not going to be here next Tuesday. Mark will be with somebody else, but it's Mark's fault that I'm not going to be here because his daughter is in the Berkeley Middle College program, and we're going to the informational meeting next Tuesday about that for my daughter. So it's not my fault I'm not here next week. It's Mark's. Actually, you know what? We're going to blame Abby. It's Mark's daughter's fault.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should be thanking me. I'm paving the way for you for your daughter to know all this awesome stuff.
Well, listen, that all sounds great and everything, but I send them to private school, so you're paving the way for me to have more money in my checkbook. That's really what I'm happy about. If they end up going to this thing,
you might be able to buy another toy.
I'm gonna go on a cruise.
Oh, there you go. Go on another cruise. Well, toward the end of this video, guys, we'll have a little video up, and there'll be a QR code. You can scan that QR code if you're watching on your TV, which 55% of our people watch on a TV, I think it is now. So you can scan that with your phone, book a Zoom call with us. We would love to chat one-on-one and find out, is Summerville the right area for you, the right lifestyle that you want to live, or is it somewhere else across the state? We would love to help you. And remember, we've got referral networks across the country. So if you're looking to move to Tennessee, we probably have somebody that does a lot of business like us that we can refer you to. We just did one a month ago in North Carolina.
You're the only 10 I see.
That is awful. We'll end on that right there.
Such a bad dad joke.
All right, everybody. Good night. We'll see you next week.
See y'all.